I was standing in a baseball stadium in Nagasaki when suddenly, eureka! It was the first baseball game I had ever watched in my life, and somehow, in that exact moment, something clicked. I finally found an answer I'd been chasing for years. But to get there, I had to travel a long way in every sense of the word. I had to go on a journey around the world, and I only found it here, at the stadium, watching a completely different sport, baseball. Baseball is Japan's national sport, and Japan isn't just one of the world's leading economies, it's also one of the world's greatest sporting nations. Standing there, it suddenly became clear. If we want to rebuild Polish sport, we have to learn from Japan. But baseball revealed something even more important. It offered a glimpse into the future of football. To understand why, I first had to take a long journey. The journey began in Warsaw, then Orlando, where a modern-day Titanic was waiting for me, the Disney adventure, a cruise ship with a roller coaster on the top deck, because apparently ships aren't ridiculous enough already. Much of that journey passed through places connected to the next World Cup. Curaçao, Panama, Los Angeles, and then a long voyage across the Pacific, all the way to Tokyo. At the time, I had no idea that every mile was taking me closer to a baseball stadium in Nagasaki, a place where I would discover something that completely blew my mind. The journey through Japan began at the Olympic Stadium in Tokyo, a place that still echoes with the achievements of some of the greatest warriors in the history of Polish sport. It was here that 3 Polish boxers won 3 Olympic gold medals on a single day. Their coach, Felix Stamm, kept repeating the same lesson: turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths. That felt strangely familiar, because the more time I spent in Japan, the more I realized the entire country had embraced the very same philosophy. Just 19 years after the end of the Second World War, Japan hosted the Olympic Games, not simply to organize a global sporting event, but to show the world that Japan had been reborn. The Olympic flame was lit by a young man who had been born in Hiroshima on the very day the atomic bomb was dropped. I can't imagine a more powerful symbol of peace. This mindset became one of the cornerstones of modern Japan, a foundation that would eventually help turn Japan into one of the world's leading economies. The next chapter of my journey was the Tokyo Marathon, one of the most prestigious marathons in the world. Part of me hoped I might witness history, perhaps even see the first official sub-2-hour marathon. It didn't happen in Tokyo. Less than 2 months later, it happened in London, when Sebastian Sawe became the first man to break the 2-hour barrier. That wasn't just another record, it was the first sign that the game had changed. We had entered a new era of marathon running. And every new era creates new questions, because soon, hundreds of runners will chase that same barrier. The difference will no longer come from working harder, it will come from asking better questions and searching for better answers. The very same thing was beginning to happen across the whole world of sport. It was time to leave Tokyo behind. My first destination outside the capital was Sapporo, Japan's winter sports capital. It was there that I first realized just how deeply Japan loves baseball. At the time, I saw baseball as a sport where people spent most of the afternoon standing around, waiting for something to happen. Then, I found myself watching Japanese fans watch Japan play Taiwan on television. The atmosphere was unlike anything I had expected. I joked that we had our own version of baseball in Poland, just without the balls. I think they laughed, or perhaps they were just being polite. Okurayama was another place with a Polish story to tell. To this day, the hill record still belongs to Kamil Stoch, and in 1972, Wojciech Fortuna won Olympic gold on this very hill. As I rode to the top of the hill, I couldn't take my eyes off the takeoff point. Everything in ski jumping depends on a single moment, a fraction of a second, one movement that shapes everything that follows. It reminded me of the Pareto principle. In every sport, is there a single moment, one element, that has the greatest impact on the final result? I wouldn't find the answer for several more days, not until I arrived in Nagasaki.
妨げない場所に移動し、立ち止まって操作しましょう。
Hiroshima and Nagasaki, two cities that changed the course of history. The Second World War was coming to an end. A new era was about to begin, the Cold War. Few could have imagined that decades later, the United States and Japan would become two of the closest allies in the world. Both cities had largely been spared the earlier bombing campaigns. The aim was to understand the full impact of the atomic bomb in isolation. When I visited Hiroshima, I thought nothing could ever affect me more deeply. I was wrong. Nagasaki proved even harder. The Atomic Bomb Museum in Nagasaki is the most harrowing place I have ever visited. You don't walk out of that place the same person. It's not just a story about tragedy, it's also a message. Never again Hiroshima, never again Nagasaki. When I left the museum, I didn't feel like talking. I just kept walking, trying to make sense of everything I had seen. Several minutes passed. Then suddenly I noticed a cat. It sat there peacefully, as if the world around it didn't exist. And once again, my thoughts returned to nature. For months, one question had been occupying my mind. Why does everything in nature seem to work together? Birds, insects, fish, trees. Every organism has its place. Every organism is part of something bigger. Nature doesn't build stars, it builds relationships. I kept walking, still with no destination. Then I heard the sounds of a stadium. A few days earlier, standing at the top of the ski jump in Sapporo, I had asked myself one question. Is there, in every sport, a single moment, a single element that has the greatest impact on the final result? I walked in, I took my seat, and watched baseball. A sport I had never really understood, and it was there that everything finally made sense.